Okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So my name is Muhammad Faisal. I'm one of the senior examiners at Nafi. Today we have Asim Rasheed. He's a student of RQF level 5. That is correct, right?
Yes, sir.
Diploma in DevSysOps Engineering. This is RQF level 5, 240 credits. Date is August 19th. The time is 12:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my side of the world. Asim will be going through his level 5 final exam. The exam topic is Zero Trust Security Models with Identity Access Management in Cloud Environments. There are specific key learning objectives. Then we will delve into the presentation and interview. The key learning objectives are design ZTA, Zero Trust Architecture, with IAM for multi-cloud environments, Identity Access Management for multi-cloud environments. The clouds can be um, AWS, Azure, GCP, whatever. Implement access controls and secure communication strategies, and use open source tools to manage identity and access controls in cloud platforms. This is a level 5 exam, obviously not level 6, but still the difficulty level is going to be at level 5. It is very interesting topic. I have a lot of questions on my side. You will be given minimum 15, maximum up to 25 minutes for your presentation. After that, we will jump into the Q&A session. The whole exam is going to be around 1 hour, can go up to 1 hour, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes, depending on how things are, so on and so forth. Do you have any questions before we start?
Sir, may I keep my notes or should I close it?
You can keep your notes. This is an open book exam. It is
Okay,
fine.
sir.
You can
Thank you.
take notes if you want. You can write down the question. If you do not understand at any given point in time, you can just ask me, can you please repeat the questions? And I will do
Okay.
so. Okay?
Okay, sir.
You may share your screen, please.
Okay, sir. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, it is. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So let me start the timer. Okay, you may start now, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello, everyone. My name is Asim Rasheed, and I am a DevSysOps Engineering Diploma student. Today, I'll be discussing a Zero Trust Security Model and Identity Access Management in Cloud Environment. Imagine a world where we can't trust even your own network. That's the world we are living in today. While in the tech industry, one might have heard the term zero trust. I hope at the end of the presentation, I'll be able to clarify many doubts about it. So let's begin. First of all, table of contents. Here's the roadmap for today's presentation. We'll begin by defining the zero trust model and its history. Next, we'll explore why zero trust is essential and its core principles. After that, we'll cover identity and access management. Finally, we will cover its key clock and open LDAP and yes, challenges in multi-cloud. So first of all, what is zero trust? Zero trust is a cybersecurity model that operates on the principle never trust, always verify, meaning that we don't automatically trust any user or device, whether it's inside or outside the network, regardless of their location. This means that we always verify and authenticate the user, app, or machines, anything that we use, we must authenticate it. Focus on continuous authentication. Next, history of zero trust. In a moment, I'll discuss history of zero trust. The term zero trust was first introduced by analyst at Forrester Research Inc. in 2010 when the model was first concept was first presented. A few years later, Google announced that they had implemented zero trust security in their network, which led to a growing interest in adoption within the tech community. In 2019, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, known as NIST, special publication 800-207 introduced the concept of ZTA and provide a framework for its implementation, emphasizing continuous verification and
I think I lost your voice. Asim Rashid, I cannot hear you. Asim Rashid, I cannot hear you. Uh, Who else is sitting? Sarah Kaleem, can you hear me?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum, Faisal bhai. We can hear you. I
Okay,
think
so great.
Asim got disconnected.
He had a problem. I was just wondering if it is it just me or is it just him? I just wanted to confirm. Okay, he's back again.
May I continue, sir?
Yes, please. You were disconnected, so please resume. Your screen is loading. Just give me 1 minute. Let it come up.
Okay. Why, first of all, I'll discuss why zero trust. Actually, the connection here is unstable due to these floodings, sir.
I understand. I understand. We will try our level best to do whatever we can. Please continue.
Okay, sir. Okay. So I'll discuss why zero trust. The traditional security model is like a castle and a moat. Once you are inside, you are trusted and have wider access with one-time login. The model focus on network perimeter. However, what prompted us to shift from this model to the zero trust model? Let's discuss shortly about these limitations. People work remotely nowadays, maybe using public Wi-Fi, insecure Wi-Fi, and the cloud usage apps are widespread over the clouds. IoT devices are everywhere. IoT devices, and finally the insider threats. Once inside, he can move laterally freely. So zero trust in the contrast, the zero trust model trusts no one by default, and even request is verified, and users are given only the least privileges access they need for the limited time, and it works better for the modern IT solutions like remote work and cloud and multi devices. The focus shift to identity and context, which is critical in today's environment where the attack surface is larger due to the decentralization. The key principle of zero trust rules are philosophy. First of all, the never trust and always verify. Well, this is the foundational tenet, foundational principle. It shows that the always authenticate and always verify before granting the access. Next, strong identity verification. Strong identity verification refer to the process of ensuring that a person or a system is exactly who or what it claims to be, using robust multi-layer methods like, for example, MFA, tokens, device health checks, etc. Next is micro segmentation, least privileges. Least privileges mean we users are given minimum privileges they need. What is needed. They are given only the permissions that is needed for their work to perform their necessary task. And next is micro segmentation with network. Network segmentation is network is segmented, isolated to reduce the attack, to reduce the blast radius. And continuous monitoring systems are constantly monitored for the threats. Policy based access controls mean access is determined by the strict policies. Assume breach, we operate on the assumption that our defense systems may be compromised, or so we design our system according to that. Already threats are already infiltrated, are about to happen. And device trust is necessary. Device trust is every device is checked before it's enter into the system. And finally, encryption and secure communications means the protect data by encrypting it, either it's at rest or it's in transit. Foundation of zero trust core pillars. Above I described that the key principles, and now core pillars means where to apply these principles. These are these pillars cover the users, device, application, data, network, and the visibility analytics needed to enforce the model. The architecture continually authenticate user, device health checks, secure application, and protect data with encryption, segments the network, and uses AI ML to automate security responses. Next, identity and access management. Well, identity and access management is again also considered as the central nervous system of zero trust architecture. It is the framework of business process, policies, and technologies that ensure that the right people have the right access to the right resources at the right time. Identity means who is trying to access the system. Access, is he allowed to do so? And management, how is access controlled, monitored, and maintained? let me shortly discuss about the difference between the authentication and authorization. Authentication proves the identity of a user, while authentications grants or denies the user, machine, or software. Challenges of IAM in multi-cloud. Well, in multi-cloud setup, there are different identity systems. Each cloud has its own IAM services, which introduce unique set of challenges or complexities for the IAM. For example, fragmented identities. Fragmented identities means user may have different identities accounts across the different clouds. Inconsistent policies and controls means the security policies are not uniform across all the platform. Security configuration and IAM structure vary widely between cloud provider. Expanded attack surface means more entry point for potential threat. Each new cloud integration environment integrated into the infrastructure add more endpoints, APIs, and resources, which ultimately increase the attack surface without uniform monitoring. Compliance and audit, it is difficult to maintain a consistent view for the compliance. Our privilege access and role creeps, like roles can accumulate more permissions than they need over the time, or as teams and project evolve. In a multi-cloud setup, user often accumulate and retain permission they no longer need. And finally, no unified visibility or monitoring, a lack of single view for the monitoring. Centralized IAM control and multi-cloud. To overcome these issues, we need a centralized IAM control, which can act as a single control plane for identity and access across the cloud. So we use Keycloak here. Keycloak is an open source identity management and authentication tool backend by Red Hat, is exceptionally well suited to serve as a central IAM hub in a zero trust multi-cloud architecture. It is designed for a single sign-on and support OAuth2 and SAML protocols. Well, these are the key features like of the Keycloak, like single sign-on, standard protocols. It support Open ID Connect, OAuth 2.0, SAML. It can connect with the LDAP and Active Directory clustering for high availability. It is scalable and highly available. Centralized management for admin and user to manage the users groups and permissions. Identity brokering, Open ID Connect or SAML IDPs means it can federate identities from the by the social logins and like AWS, IAM, Azure and Google. And finally, extensibility, customizable through code, like policy as a code. We can write policies. OpenLDAP is a secure identity store. OpenLDAP is an open source implementation of the lightweight directory access protocol. Serve as a fundamental directory service for the storing users, groups, roles, and their associated distributes. There are certain key features like legacy and on-premises identity source, replication capabilities. It is capable to replicate attribute storage. Keycloak can integrate with OpenLDAP, which is backend identity store, and act as IAM and identity broker to handle login, token session, SSO, and multi-factor authentication, etc. This is the generalized flow, the architecture of diagram with the logical models. The diagram shows a generalized zero trust flow when a user or a device attempt to access resource. Keycloak acting as a central identity provider, authenticate the user. After authentication, a token is a JWT to assigned token is issued, and access to resources is the governed by the series of logical component. For example, PEP, PDP, PEP. Let me define it in very simple word. PEP can be considered as the gatekeeper that grant or denies the access. Policy decision point, PDP, is the component that make the decision based on the policy engine. And policy engine and policy administrator, these work together to define, manage the security policies that determine whether access is allowed or not. All activity is being monitored and logged continuously through their respective cloud agent, which is then connected to a central scene. These are the core logical component policy engine that makes the decision. The request should be allowed or denied. Policy administrator who write the policy decision point act as a bridge. It can be considered as a PE, and policy enforcement point is the point that enforces the policies received by the policy engine or policy administrator. And finally, this is the architectural flow of my diagram, my architecture. Here I start with the left side users. We begin at the left. Our users, we support both internal and external third parties employees. They can access from any device. They can access from any device like mobile or desktop. Before access, device posture check are performed using MDM tools to ensure compliance. For example, checking if device is updated are encrypted. This step is crucial because in zero trust we assume that the network is hostile, so a device trust must be verified. So federated logins. Next we support federated login through a trusted identity provider like Google and Azure AD. This allows secure, seamless access for the user without managing multiple credentials. These identities are validated through KeyCloak, our central open source provider, which also handle multi-factor authentication. Next is a KeyCloak, IAM cluster. KeyCloak running in high availability cluster act as our policy administrator and decision point. Next, KeyCloak can connect with the open LDAP to fetch the user details that are the internal user and issue JWT token after successful authentication. These tokens carry roles, permissions, claims that are later used to authorize access at various services. Global load balancing and WAF. Global load balancing and WAF traffic from the user first hit our global WAF and load balancing where I used AWS WAF, Azure front door WAF, and Cloudflare WAF. I used these because to block common attacks like DDoS, SQL cross-site, and ensure traffic is routed efficiently to the closest region with the healthiest node. Token handling. Once authenticated, a JWT token is issued by the KeyCloak and passed along with request. Cloud native gateways like AWS API Gateway, Azure Front Door, and Google IAP validate the token, verifying that the user is who they say they are before passing the downstream. Now, next, application zone and multi-cloud. Our application are deployed across 3 cloud zone: AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure, using a standardized security pattern in each. WAF at the edge for the threat detection, web app layer for the business logic, Envoy plus Istio service mesh for traffic control and mutual TLS, and OPA, open policy agent, for the fine-grained access control decision. Secret manager to securely retrieve credentials at the runtime. This pattern ensure policy consistency across all environment and support micro-segmentation. Secure DB here I used in each cloud. Each cloud zone also include its own secured cloud native database like AWS RDS, Google Cloud, Cloud SQL, and Azure. Importantly, the application never talk to DB directly. Instead, the request flows through Istio and OPA. The request flow from through Istio and OPA, and access decisions are evaluated dynamically. If approved, the app pull DB credentials securely using secret manager that are respective to each cloud like AWS secret manager, Google secret manager, Azure key. OPA ensures that the access policies like only finance user can read financial data enforced at that data level. Why no DB access? By removing direct access to the database and centralizing access control through Envoy, Istio, and OPA, we reduce the attack surface and we reduce the lateral movement. And finally, monitoring. I used here cloud native solutions for the monitoring inside the services, and these cloud native monitoring tools are later then connected to the central SIEM for the like any agent, for example, Fluent B to export for the log aggregation, for the log aggregation, and on every step, everything is being monitored from starting from the users, passing through key clock and PEPs, then to each services, everything is being monitored. Thanks all. That's about my presentation. All about my presentation.
Okay. Just give me one. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Let me write it down.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Bismillah. All right, so let's, can you please stop the sharing of the screen? Let's jump into the Q&A.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So explain to me, why does, hold on, let me pin you there, add to spotlight. Okay, so explain to me why zero trust principle of never trust, always verify means, what does ZTA means in practical terms? What does it mean?
Before ZTA, sir, there was a traditional model that was
No, no, no.
network for that was.
I'm not saying before ZTA. I'm saying, what does ZTA principle of never trust, always verify means in practical terms?
In
What
practical
does it
term,
mean?
it tells us that never trust either its internal employees or external employees. It tell us to continuously authenticate and authorize the users,
The
and
answer is right.
continuously monitor the users.
The answer is right, but it's not eloquently presented. It means no user device or system, internal or external. Not only user, you're just saying users. No, it means no user
Every application, every device, sir,
or system, anything residing within the
anything.
organization, logical or physical, right? Is automatic, so means is not automatically trusted. Every access request must be authenticated, verified, authorized, and continuously validated. Based on this context, identity and security posture is improved. This is what ZTA means. So when you go for the interview, I will give you the marks for answering the question. But the examination scope is like this. But when you go for the interview, they are looking for a better, eloquent answer. Okay? So
Yes, sir.
improve
Actually, this is my in approx according to my age, 28, 30 years. I this is my first time I've been ever face to face with someone like this. So I'm totally scared.
don't be scared. Okay, as a Muslim, we should only be scared of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, you got the full marks. Just to encourage you, you got the full marks and
Yes, sir.
explaining to me what
Yes,
it
sir.
is. But when you go for the interview, you have to do it eloquently, in a better manner, in a
Yes.
better light. Right? This is very important for
Yes,
you.
sir.
Okay. Here,
Yes, sir.
the examination scope is like this. If you meet the learning objective that we have crafted out for each and every unit, you pass. Alhamdulillah. But when you go for the interview, they are looking for better answers because their
Yes, sir.
perspective is different, right? Our perspective is here, right? This is what I'm explaining it to you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Explain the key difference between traditional perimeter-based model and zero trust architecture. What is the two difference?
A difference?
Yes, between a traditional
Well,
model
sir.
and a
Okay. The difference between traditional model is traditional models like Castle and Mode. Once the user gets login, it is considered as a trusted user, and it can it have wide access. It can use for unlimited time, like apps or anything he want to access. There is no restriction. While in the zero trust architecture, every user, every app or device is continuously authenticated and authorized and continuously monitored, and we can give like just enough access, just enough JEA and JIT for the user, just enough access for the user that he can use the app or any resource, and using a more secure way like multi-factor authentication. Zero trust architecture support never trust, always verify, so the user is continuously monitored and authenticated and verified.
So this principle is very important. Zero trust architecture. You know what this means in the Islamic terms? Since you're a Muslim, I can give you some examples. When Abu Jahl came to Rasulullah, Abu Bakr Siddiq, radiallahu anhu, he said, "Your friend said so and so, so and so. He went to Isra al Miraj," and he was making fun of it, right? So Abu Bakr Siddiq said, "إذ إذا قال هذا فهو صحيح." What it means is إذا means if. قال هذا, he said this, then فهو صحيح. Then it is true. What this means is if he said it, then it is true. What does if means? I will verify. I will go to him. I will verify. And I will see if he said it, then it is true. This is the manhaj of hadith, right? When we hear something from the scholars, or if they are delivering a bayan or something, we have to go and read, right? So even in Islam,
Yes, sir.
there is a ZTA architecture, zero trust architecture. Don't trust anyone. Go back to the source, verify, right? Unfortunately, we as Muslims, we do not verify. The same thing happens in the offices. Like what I was asking you was, what is the difference between traditional model and this model? The traditional model is known as castle and moat model. You know what castle means? Qila, right?
Kill us.
And
Yes, sir.
mean once the gate is open, you go in, the gate is closed, right? That's it. You're secure, you're in. Once you're in the castle, you can access everything. This is the traditional model. No, this is wrong. The ZTA means, yes, you can come in, but I will give you access to this. Then I will see, if you ask for more, I will verify. Why do you need it? Is this regarding according to your roles and responsibilities? If yes, then okay. If then you ask for more, then I will verify it again, then more, right? But I will keep on authenticating with respect to the policies. Do you need this or not? Do you need this or not? This is the Islamic manhaj. So the ZTA is not something new. It has been there. And this has been the principle of the companions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? And that's why this is very important for us to verify. So he went, he verified it, he said, yes, this is Sahih, this is right, he is right, and I will accept that, right? So that's why I'm asking you, you have to be eloquent. Traditional model assumes user inside the network are trusted, castle and moat, right? Looking at your diagram. Zero trust assumes no implicit access, no implicit trust, applies least privilege, continuous authentication, micro-segmentation, and assumes breach. Breach has already happened. This is how you have to answer, right? Answer needs to be a little bit eloquent. List 3 IAM challenges in multi-cloud environments. What can, any three challenges?
Any three challenges in multi-cloud? I am like, sir, in fragmented identities, as I discussed in my presentations. Fragmented identities, user have separate accounts across AWS, and inconsistent policies. Each cloud enforces access differently, and expanded surface attacks like more entry points and APIs increase risk of more target for the attacker.
So how do you address fragmented identity across multi-cloud providers? How do you address that?
Sir, using key clock as a central identity provider, we can brought all those identities to authenticate via key clock.
So what do you call this?
Key clock act as a single identity provider.
When you are managing all the identities of multi-cloud environment through one solution, what do you call it?
Central identity provider, sir.
There's another word to it. You are in Haripur, right? So
Yes, sir.
we have our property in Haripur which has been illegally occupied, right? So that Haripur comes into which jurisdiction?
It's in KPK, sir.
Haripur comes in KPK? Okay, let me ask you something. Islamabad, what does it comes in?
It's a capital territory, sir.
So what is the jurisdiction called?
Federal.
The identity, the key cloak will be known as
Federated identity.
access man. Yes, that is the right
Federated
answer.
identity.
Federated identity access management solution. Okay, how does open that? Okay, inconsistent access policies and controls. How do you address that?
Inconsistent policies, like when all the users are authenticated via this key clock, then it can we can it can provide easy for auditing and
No,
logs
I'm
and
saying how do
all
you
these
address?
compliance in
What
one plan.
controls do you design to address inconsistent access policies and controls? What controls do you design? How do you address this issue?
Sir, key clock is a central identity provider. We can write policies into it, using a strong identity verification, least privileges access, continuous monitoring, etc.
I mean, it's a half-baked answer. Let's move on. How does microsegmentation strengthen the security in ZTA environment? How?
Sir, microsegmentations reduce the blast radius. I mean, if one cloud one resource is our by isolating the networks and workloads into the smaller zones. So if breach occur and attacker can't move laterally.
So, okay, what does microsegmentation really means? Like, so what is the difference between microsegmentation? Hold on. What is the difference between microsegmentation and traditional VLAN segmentation?
Microsegmentation is, sir, dividing the network segments are isolated, running each resource in form of separate microservice. And traditional is like traditional is like monolithic approach, and microsegmentation is where every service is isolated from the overall network. Or
So microsegmentation isolates workloads into smaller, manageable security zones, right?
yes, sir.
In the
Yes, sir.
VLAN, how do we enforce security versus how do we enforce security in microsegmentation? What is the difference?
Sir, in microsegmentation, we can according to my design, security is in the way microservices when talk to each other. MTLS is enabled for that. Istio, Envoy, and OPA are being used while in the traditional enforced mainly at perimeters,
Hold
firewalls, and VPNs.
on. The question I have is related to what is the difference between VLAN and microsegmentation, right? There are two different questions. The traditional networking is different, which is now obsolete, doesn't exist. It does exist in third world countries and whatnot, right? Or the developing countries, as we call them. The developed economies, they already are using advanced version of microsegmentation, which means you can enforce security at a port level, application service level, API level, you can enforce your security as per your business rules and requirements, right? Even if the systems are sitting on the same VLAN, they cannot talk to each other. This is microsegmentation. But in the traditional network, if they're sitting on the same VLAN, they can still talk to each other because their gateway is the same, right? The gateway can be a router,
sir.
it can be a firewall, whatever it is configured and designed. But in the in the new networks, microsegmentation, the software-defined networks, it's completely different. There are tons of labs covering this concept in Al Razak Part 2. Have you done Al Razak Part 2?
Sir,
Start.
I have almost done part one and now moving toward the part two. I am on the I've done 60 almost 15 labs in KCNA, like 10 labs in Docker containerization. And yesterday I started doing OpenShift labs. I downloaded the REL ISO for not for developer that offered me 1 year subscription. And I'm after that I'll start on that.
So do the labs. The labs are the key because
Yes,
they will
sir.
give you and prepare you for the exam, and that is much better for you if you understand, right? Because it will
Yes, sir.
take you to the next level where you want to be, inshallah. Okay? Okay, hold on.
Sure.
Um, okay. What architectural advantages does integrating Keycloak with OpenLDAP provides in hybrid cloud deployments? I mean, what are the best things you can get?
Architectural advantages, like, sir, it makes single sign on for the user using different platforms, like federated identities. User can also use that key clock as central identity provider. LDAP, internal user can be authenticated via LDAP to key clock. And secondly, it become easy for unified audit and monitoring, etc.
Okay. Okay. Uh, so, I'm going to give you like a scenario, right? So your company uses AWS, Azure, Alibaba, P cloud providers. It's a multi-cloud environment. A compromise, looking at your diagram, a compromised admin account in AWS allowed lateral movement into Azure resources. How would a zero trust model with centralized IAM, Keycloak plus OpenLDAP will mitigate this thing? How would it do it?
Sir, monitoring solution, cloud native solution that I used with respective to each cloud, that will flag the anomaly ultimately toward the SIEM. And using SIEM, using webhook, the session token can be revoked by the key clock. That specific resource can be isolated or quarantined, and access can be revoked of the user to secure the access,
So,
to secure that resource.
okay, so how? I mean, like, what would you do with this thing? Like, using Keycloak, what would you do to make sure that this doesn't happen? He is not able to
Sir, we
lateral.
can define it in we can, we can define it in our policies, policies that we define in our key clock or in OPA, that if a suspicious users log in, like using different locations or different times, or accessing different resources, then these can be revoked or revoked by the by the solution SIEM. and key clock terminate that token by the webhook that seem trigger and connected via webhook with key clock. And we can use like short living tokens, short time tokens, just enough access, and by continuous monitoring and SIEM solutions, we can avoid such things.
Okay. So giving the core logic components, in your diagram, explain step
Yes,
by
sir.
step how a user requests to access a GCP storage bucket would flow through PEP, PDA, PA, PE in a zero trust environment. So first of all, tell me about PEP. What will happen?
PEP, sir, policy enforcement point that enforces the decisions it received from the policy engine. The
Okay.
user request is the
Wait,
user
wait.
request is
Give me answer one by one. What will happen at PEP? Request reaches PEP. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. First request hit PEP. PEP will forward that request toward the policy engine via PDP. PDP is acting as a midman between the PE and PEP. Why PDP? Because direct PEP to policy engine, it doesn't understand the context. So PDP extract the metadata from the request and give it to the policy engine, and policy engine check policies list. It has that the user should be allowed or denied the policies. The policy engine contains policies that are written by the policy administrator, and then that decision, PEPs allow the user or deny the user.
Okay. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Bismillah. Okay. So 5 and 2, 3, 4, and 2, 9, 10. Okay, your exam is over. Bismillah. How was your exam?
I am still doubtful.
Doubtful about what?
Doubtful about my performance, sir. I don't think so. I was up to the mark.
Okay. Okay, mashallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So your score came out to be in the presentation 20 out of 25, right? It's good, mashallah. In your Q&A, you secured 21.5 out of 25. Okay. So overall good
Okay,
results.
sir.
In the presentation, you scored 80%. In the Q&A, you secured 86%. Altogether, it's 83%. That's a pass. That's a good pass.
Oh,
It comes in the merit, right? So mashallah, that's very good. Congratulations to you in terms of passing the exam. So
thank you, sir.
there's a lot of things you have to do. So when you go on the portal, right, this is what you need to do, and this is very important for you to understand. Okay. When you go on the portal, you will see a couple of things. When you go on the portal, you will see labs. Al Razak Part 1 labs for DevOps and DevSysOps is different, but Part 2 labs are very, very important for you to understand, right? So I'm just going to show
Yes, sir.
you similar labs are like level 6 has more labs as compared to level 5. You are in level 5, but I don't have access to that, so I'm going to
Yes, sir.
show you in 6. So in level 6, you will get access to all the labs, pretty much 70% of it, that you know so for example, level 3 gets 50%, level 4 gets 60%, level 5 gets 70%, level 6 get everything, right? So you
Yes, sir.
will have domain level 5, right, in your Al Razak Part 2,
Yes, sir.
this one as well. And
Yes,
then
sir.
you also have containers and Kubernetes as well. This is part of the
Yes,
DevSysOps, so
sir.
you these access as well. These labs are essentially QB astronaut. For the golden QB
Okay.
astronaut, you will find more labs, around 7, 8 more
Yes,
courses
sir.
of these, right?
Yes, sir.
You will get access to them this month. Depending on when you have started, when you are going in, you will get access to those labs accordingly.
Sir, I have access of domain 5 and domain 7 and domain 8.
Yes. So there's a tons of labs which are going in and out, right? So you have to go in and like,
Yes,
for
sir.
example, if you open Linux and open source, you will see all the labs, right? All the labs
Yes,
of
sir.
Red Hat, right? And API management, event-driven application, OpenShift, automation, Red Hat OpenShift Data Foundation, virtualization, resilient microservices exam. If you click on that, the exam has been taught to you. Plus, we are also covering, since this is microservices, you should have that access to the microservices. And then that gives you more and more and more, right? So
Yes, sir.
this has a lot of labs. Do the labs. Like for example,
Sure, sir.
do the labs. The labs are very important for you because that will give you the insight of what you need to do, how you need to do, so on and so forth, right? This is very important for
Yes,
you
sir.
because this will give you an idea of what needs to be done, right? Inshallah.
Yes, sir.
The other thing is you have to continue doing these labs because they will prepare you for your interviews. Like, so for example, if you go back there, you will see configure static routing for traffic management, right? The lab is there. It covers, talks about all the things, what you have to do. If you are stuck,
Yes, sir.
right, then you can always start the lab and you can always go get help. Once the lab
Yes,
starts,
sir.
then the get help button will be on, right? So click start lab,
Okay.
wait for the environment to load, click connect when it becomes available, use the terminal to complete the task, right? Once you connect to lab instance, you can click on get help to get Albari assistance. Albari is very important for you, right? Because it
Yes,
will
sir.
give you assistance to all the things whenever you are stuck in terms of doing the lab is huge. You can also connect to the lab through SSH, right? I mean, this
Yeah,
is something that
I'm using SSH, sir, because there is on my side there is usually internet issue. So I have done part one, and I am when I opened the containerization Docker labs, I was totally shocked. I was discussing with Yusuf Bhai that in the Docker course the things was like this, and when I opened the first lab, there was
Yeah.
totally different things.
Those are not different things. Those are hands-on things.
Hands-on means too large and too vast, too large.
You have to
These
do
labs
these
were.
labs. In the Docker, there are more than
Yes, sir.
110 labs, right? More than 100 labs,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So if I go back just to the Docker course, right? If I just go back to the Docker course, you will see there are tons of labs, tons labs and labs and labs, right? So that prepares you for all the things. So if I zoom out, go back to the courses, right? Courses. I think I may have to completely get out of that thing. And yes, so if I just click on this and bring back Docker's containerization and start that, you will see it is now covering each and every aspect you can think of when you're going. These are the kinds of things that you have to go through. So for example, we covered the Linux Docker containerization in a video,
Yes, sir.
right? It covers all the things in English. You have to go through it. In 1 hour, we covered the whole Docker, right? But
Yes, sir.
then you jump in and you go through introduction to Docker, images, containers, networking, persistent storage, writing a simple Docker file. Then it keeps on increasing. Beginners, intermediate,
Yes.
advanced lab, right? Debugging,
Yes, sir.
Swarm, advanced networking. See, like there was basic networking, then there is advanced networking. It's building up,
Yes, sir.
right? Docker CI/CD pipeline.
Yes,
So
sir.
it keeps on coming, keeps on coming. And then by the time you're done with these 100 labs, 110 labs, no matter what kind of Docker question comes for the interview, you'll be able to answer. This is what we have
Yes,
done.
sir.
So each and every question is now expanding into hands-on tasks. So the
Yes, sir.
face-to-face interview is going away. In the next 1 or 2 months, I will not be taking these interviews anymore. Those who have scheduled, they will come in. After that, everyone has to go through and do the labs, right?
Yes, sir. You
So
told in previous live session.
yes, so slowly and gradually, those who are coming in now, the new ones will only go for the live, that part. Just do the labs
Yes, sir.
because you have to complete the lab because AI is evaluating you there and then and giving you marks, right, on all the aspects. That's what needs to be done. So inshallah,
Yes.
that's one thing you have to do. Going back to your file, let me open the file that we have. Bismillah.
Sir, may I ask something?
Just give me 1 minute.
Okay.
So you did your university Bachelor of Science honors in geology,
Yes, sir.
3.4 GPA. Are you working as a geologist?
No, sir, I didn't get the job yet. I mean, I'm into the teaching field right now. I didn't provide. There was no any detail like official any certificate that I didn't mention it in the KYC. But I am teaching right now. I was discussing it with my friend that I am the only one who did BS in our family, and I did BS because I just had to do.
I mean, when you were going for your BS
So
in honors in geology, what was the reason? I mean, geologists are in demand, but they need to know different tools, LiDAR, artificial intelligence. You know what LiDAR is?
no, sir.
So the geologists, they have different, you know, basically subspecializations, right? Like there are geologists who
Okay.
are looking for oil and gas fields, right? Right.
Yes, sir.
There are geologists who are mapping the terrain of the world and and other planets, exoplanets and whatnot, right? Then there are
Yes, sir.
geologists; those are the ones who work with the physicists and astronomers, right? Then there are geologists who
Yes,
are
sir.
working in terms of finding rare earth metals and whatnot. So anything that has to do with the geology, with the earth crust or the inner
Yes, sir.
mechanics, that's where the geologist comes in. They are in huge demand, but you need to know how to infuse the tools to do that. So when you do the KYC process, we will give you labs based on your primary degree so that you can apply
Yes, sir.
at companies like Aramco or companies, we are working with Aramco Investment right now. I'm working with Aramco Investment, right? So, uh,
Okay.
so you can apply over there basically and say, I'm not only a simple
Yes.
geologist, but I can also use and design solutions that can help you be much more efficient and effective in your geological
Yes.
surveys and mapping, satellite coordination, all of those things. See,
Yes, sir.
and every discipline, every degree is important as long as you know how to infuse artificial intelligence with it,
Yes,
cybersecurity
sir.
with it, DevOps with it, cloud computing, all of these things with it. Then you will be able to develop your skills to the next level, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's what you have to do. So once we have your KYC process, I haven't seen your file. I don't know. I mean, if you have submitted, great. Just wait for it. So once
I
I see,
submitted it, sir.
so once you have submitted let me open. I think I can see. Yeah, okay. I can see You have completed the KYC process. So based on that, we will be able to then design, you know, uh, labs for you as per your specialization, so that you can show
Yes,
that
sir.
I did my BSc in geology, but now I'm working in the same fields. I'm interested in the same jobs, but with technology flair with it. The infusion of technology needs to be there, and that's what all those people are doing, inshallah. So you have to focus on that aspect.
Yes, sir.
आसिम रशीद समझ
I
आई
I
तुमने?
actually जी I actually wanted to shift my field toward the cybersecurity. Like there was a guy. Should I mention his name here? There was a guy from whom you took interview like an year ago. I watched all the oral exams. Shah Al Khair, maybe I think Shah Al Khair. He was in Dubai, and when you literally when you told her that the Kubernetes is mostly in demand there, I contacted my cousins are working there in Dubai, so I wanted to choose Kubernetes as a field for the job. And when I contacted, my father is in Oman. My cousins and I mean every family member, my uncles are in Saudi, cousins are in. So I contacted everyone in Oman. The situation is that due to Omanization, the white collar jobs are only for the Omani residents.
Here's the thing
My
that
friend was into networking.
here's the thing. Um, there are lots of jobs in Middle East, in Saudi Arabia. That's the biggest market. Then it's UAE, then Oman, Bahrain. These are very small places. Qatar is number 3, I would say, in size and
Okay.
population and everything. The problem is the locals are not educated. They don't have that education skill set. If you
Yes,
have
sir.
QB astronaut under your belt, right, and if you complete the Al Razak program, if you
Yes,
complete
sir.
all the terms and conditions, we can even arrange the interviews for you at these top places. This is something I'm working on right now. Okay. So you can go there, but you have to complete the labs. You have to complete all those things on time. If you're not eligible for that, you can always, complete the labs and start applying yourself. If you become a QB astronaut with level 5, and you complete all the Al Razak labs, I can guarantee you, inshallah, you'll be able to land a very good job in Saudi Arabia between the range of,
Okay.
I would say 10,000 Saudi Riyal per month to 20,000 Saudi Riyal per month. That's how much you can go.
Ac-
That is your going rate right
Actually,
now.
sir. Yes,
That
sir.
is your going rate. But you have to complete and meet the prerequisites. There are not Saudis
Yes, sir.
or Omanis or Qataris or Emiratis who have the QB astronaut. There are not too
Yes, sir.
many. They don't like to do programming, unfortunately. They have to do a lot of learning. They are still not there yet. So you have a lot of potential to go through all of those things, right? The same
Yes,
thing
sir.
happens in the
Yes, sir.
US. The same thing is in Europe. It's all over the places. The local population is not interested in learning. If the local population is
Sir,
interested,
is certification necessary?
some of the certifications
Certification
are
like
good to have. QB astronaut is good to have. It's good to have.
okay.
It's not
Actually,
necessary, but it is good to have.
actually, if you don't mind, I want to say I consider myself as the most dumb student ever Al Nafi will have, because my VN is not. I mean, I'm not. My VN is not clear that I have the goal. I have to go toward the Middle East.
So
So,
if you
with
just
what
want to
is
go
your
to Middle East,
suggestion
just
about it?
go
What
and
should I?
complete Al Razak. That's it. Just go and complete Al Razak. Don't do anything else. Once you complete Al
Okay,
Razak
sir.
and you're
Okay.
able to complete 5,000 labs, you will know exactly where to go. Khalas. Keep it
Yes, sir.
simple.
Yes, sir.
So just follow the KYC, because if you completed the KYC after 5 months' time, 6 months' time, on the 7th month, we will give you your plan. This is your plan. Follow that plan. Just follow that plan. Because that plan will highlight
Okay.
where do you have to go at step 1, step 2, and step 3. That's it. So follow
Yes,
and
sir.
go and complete the labs. That's the most important thing. Okay. If your subscription
Yes, sir.
expires, you have to
Yes,
renew
sir.
it, go and complete the labs. That's all you
Okay,
have
sir.
to do, inshallah. Okay. All right. Jazakallah khair for your
Yes,
time.
sir.
If you have any questions, you're always free to contact us, inshallah. May Allah give you more success. And
Inshallah.
if you want to go for master's program as well, you can do so as well. My recommendation to you would be try complete Al Razak and go for Middle East, right? Go for the Middle East,
Okay.
inshallah. That's my recommendation. Once you have a foothold there, then plan to go further, inshallah, to European
Okay,
countries
sir.
or North America or wherever you want to go, inshallah. Okay. Good scores.
Okay, sir.
Do you have any further questions for me?
Sir, if you don't mind me asking, I want to clarify a query I have. The labs, the logging system in the labs, is it real time logging? Like when I run the command, for example, pwd or ls, these logs are continuously being sent, or if I complete the whole lab, then
No.
log as a
The
whole
logs when
sent
you
backend.
when you initiate the first command, the log agent installed on that virtual machine starts sending the logs to our data lake, right? It goes to the data lake and it is stored there, and that's where
Okay.
the artificial intelligence start reviewing the logs in real time. So the solution is real time.
Yes.
From the moment
Okay, sir. Okay.
you start your lab and you type the first command, the AI
Yes,
starts
sir.
reviewing and starts building up the persona of you that this is Asim Rasheed, this is lab number 1 or lab number 10 or whatever he is doing. These are the amount of labs he has done. This is where he is right now, right? Because slowly and
Yes,
gradually
sir.
the system is learning about you and it is building up a persona.
Okay.
Is Asim Rashid a smart student? Is Asim Rashid a challenge student? I'm not going to use the word dumb, right? Is Asim Rashid a bright student that he can go for the challenge labs? If that is the case, he will give you
Okay.
tougher labs. So the system gauges it and sees. And the system is also checking if Asim Rashid is sharing his ID with someone else, Asim Rashid ID will be blocked, his diploma will be cancelled. Yes.
Okay, sir.
So don't do that. Don't share your ID with anyone
Sure.
else. If
Sure,
you are
sir.
caught
Sure.
and the system is doing that, it will cancel your diplomas.
Sure,
This
sir.
is
Sure.
a message for all the students out there. Okay. All right. Jazakallah khair
Yes,
for
sir.
your time. Inshallah. Follow the
Thank you, sir.
process. Read the terms and conditions, and you shall know everything that you're looking for. Inshallah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Subhanakallah wa
Okay. Thank
bihamdika
you.
ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu